Okay, let's get into it. It's a Friday. Really not much going on. That's kind of really been the whole theme this week anyway regarding tech names. Um, the only thing that's really on my close watch list here is NVIDIA. So the thing about NVIDIA is because pretty much since it just broke out of consolidation here, over 184.50, right, the breakouts have been so strong. Just haven't been able to catch this thing or catch a retest. You can look down here, the Discord and I, a couple of days ago, right? We were trying to catch the trade at the bottom of the range. Last week we ended up catching it for a win, but it wasn't any follow through, obviously. We ended up pulling back deeper to our weekly level here. You can see bar stepped up and look where we are now. So now I always say, right, the A plus shots don't look like an A plus shot in the moment unless you know what you're looking for. So I was trying to get into a position down here at the bottom of the range before we got back to the top. Our thesis was correct, our analysis was correct. And then it was last Friday. I was looking at this, right, but the breakout was so strong. We never got the retest. Never got the retest. That would have been a beautiful way to swing trade this. And then, right, you guys now been watching 184.50 like a hawk, right? But we ended up getting this breakout, and as you can see, we never got a retest, even on the intraday. So just being very patient here. And then today we're actually gapped up a little bit above 190.10. So the breakout and momentum's just been so strong on NVIDIA. So right, looking for a break and retest today over 190.10. I doubt we'll stay this heavy, but we do need a retest down here off of 184.50 as well. So just gonna be very patient here. This is really the only name setting up today that I trade. This is the only name that's setting up. You can see this is the only name that's sitting above a key level. During the pre-market right now, you can see it's respecting our key level. So I definitely want a little bit more displacement and then the retest here on NVIDIA. Other than that, really nothing else setting up. I have Tesla on my close watch list, but you can see, right, it's doing nothing during the after hours, during the pre-market, right? Dead smack, middle of the range, and in between the previous day high and the previous day low. So still waiting for this. If we get that today, that'd be cool. I doubt it, but I am just watching it because as we know, Tesla can move crazy on the dollar amount. So you never know. And then I'm just watching Apple just to watch Apple. Like I said, Apple, this set up pretty much already 2 days ago. Apple gave us the break and retest down here. You want to be in a trade at the bottom of the range before we get back to the top. So Apple already set up down there. So what I'm looking for on Apple, right, is just a break and retest of 275.90. I doubt we'll get that today as well. But that's pretty much the game plan for that going forward. And you can see here on Apple just opening dead smack middle of the range, right in between the previous day high, the previous day low, and sitting in the middle of this channel. So we'll see. Not really expecting too much today, but my job is to react, not predict. But you can see, right, Apple's just it hasn't done anything really all week. We did our best to try and catch a trade down here at the bottom of the range, but you can see the price action just wasn't the best, wasn't the best. And then it finally did set up right later into the session with a little bit cleaner price action, and you can see right pushed to the top of the range. So that's what we're looking for this week, but price action just wasn't too well. So yeah, really not much going on today. Literally, the only name that I'm watching is NVIDIA. It's the only name I'm watching. For the fun of it, just to give you guys something. Beautiful, beautiful trade here. And we ended up taking this SPY trade over 185.80. Yes, because, right, I said, hey, this is our last key level before we see all-time highs. There's nothing in its way. Beautiful analysis. So, right, I would just like to see SPY just hold and continue higher. I'm not looking for a trade here. We're already at the top. But, if this thing wants to pull back, that's fine because as you can see here on the daily, right, never got that retest. So if this thing wants to pull back, retest 685 and then continue higher, that's solid. But I just want to see this thing continue to move higher. Why? Because last time we got up here, what did that do? That led to the sell-off. So I want to see that. So far it looks good during the pre-market. And then for QQQ, I'm pretty much hands off on QQQ. I don't want to touch this name until we get a break and retest above 629.05. Literally the same setup as SPY. Why? Because there's just nothing in this way to the upside. Could definitely look for, long over this, but I don't want to go long into this key resistance level. I'd rather wait right for the break over 629.05 because it's just a better RR and there's nothing in this way to the upside. We also ended up catching a beautiful trade as well on here at the bottom of the range. That was beautiful as well. So far, it's been a very slow week. Really not a lot setting up on the tech names. Been taking advantage of the spying cues, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Hopefully everyone had a good Christmas. About 4 minutes here till market open. So yeah, my only name that I will be looking for here is NVIDIA. I also told right the Discord like guys, technically we are gapping up. Like technically this is a bit of a gap. Sure, maybe we kind of filled that gap a little bit during the pre-market, but I just wouldn't be surprised if we pulled back a little bit and then broke and retested that, which I would actually prefer. I would actually prefer that. But we're sitting above the previous day high, above our 190.10. So let's see what happens here going into market open. 10 seconds here. Big open here on Tesla. Like I said, guys, NVIDIA does have a gap to fill. So this is actually what I said I wanted. I want to see us kind of pull back a little bit and then get a break and retest over 190.10. NVIDIA is definitely the main watch here. We're looking at the money contracts. Like I've been saying, the breakouts on this name has been so strong. Looking at the 190 calls here on the video. Brinkman's just been so strong on the same the last 2 days. Relative strength here compared to the market. Just gotta wait and see if we actually get a retest here. Yeah, a lot of relative strength compared to the Qs actually. Breakouts on this name for the last like 2, 3 days have been crazy. So we'll see if we can actually get a retest here on the video. Some relative strength on SPY compared to the Qs. Apple looks pretty strong too. It's not that far away from its previous day high. Pretty strong open here. Very volatile right now in Tesla. Good displacement. I would just be looking for this now on the video. But I was just saying in the pre-market plan, guys, like the breakouts on this name has just been so strong after bro consolidation, and it has news. It just made like one of the biggest deals and buying like some AI chips as well. So definitely has some news momentum behind it as well. Excuse me. We'll see what happens on Tesla. Tesla's pretty strong. On the 15 minute, it looks good. So we'll see. NVIDIA is like crazy on the 15 minute. Like I said, I just see these as like play setting up. If I don't get this today, I'm just looking at it as in coming into Monday. I'm just looking for a pullback long off of 190.10. Pretty strong here on the Qs. Tesla's moving. The 15-minute looks crazy. Right now it's sitting at 488.55. We need Tesla to break 490.85, which is also a correlation with the previous day high. So we'll see. Like I said, I only have Tesla on my close watch list because I know Tesla can move crazy on the dollar amount. So I now we have like two charts up for contracts, one to my right and one to my left. So we'll see. So if I'm gonna get this retest on the video, right, I just see this as like, all right, cool. And maybe Monday and maybe Tuesday, right? And the video's been breaking out of some very big key levels here and still need a retest, right? This is a weekly level. That's a big deal. This is a weekly level. So, and then the video being on a crazy run right now, it's really just not a surprise to me because it's been consolidating for so long. Like almost a month, it's been like pretty much stuck. So the consolidation before a big breakout, that's 100% expected, right? A blow up top, not surprised. That's a pretty like dead smack in the middle of this range. So let's see what happens here. Q's looks good. Respecting our key level very well. I remember everyone was panicking about, this pullback here. Look at that. We've already had a V-shaped recovery. Beautiful. Buyer stepped up, pushed this thing higher. Solid. Solid. I'm definitely excited for the new year. Excited for January. Excited to get this thing going. Crazy year it's been. Yeah, big sellers right here on Tesla. Just big sellers. And then, right, if you guys are like understanding market structure and at least what I'm teaching you, like this just makes sense on Tesla, right? Right, we just trended higher, made a new all-time high, consolidation, next leg higher. It just made a new all-time high. It's been on a crazy rip. So this consolidation period on Tesla is 100% normal. We were just down here and we pushed all the way up here, straight upside, straight upside. So consolidation, next leg higher is 100% normal here on Tesla. It's 100% normal. NVIDIA is crazy though. Like this 15-minute candle to my right is insane. And this has just kind of been like the story on the video this week. I think, yeah, even really since last Friday, like just big breakouts and then just no retest. Just been on a crazy rip. But I know NVIDIA definitely has news. I was a good friend of mine sent me that this weekend. Give me one sec. This is a very big deal. Largest deal on record. So what we're seeing right now on the video is it's crazy. This was the 24th, yeah. So updated 20 minutes ago. This was a very big deal. So there's no surprise, we see NVIDIA just rip into the upside. It's also a news-driven play. So patience pays. Patience pays. Maybe a cash day, to be honest. I really didn't expect anything today. Um, the video looked really, really good. I cannot wait to catch Tesla. I love these setups like this and like NVIDIA because I know this is where I get paid. Like I tell you guys, right? This is why, we win more than we lose. And like every shot we take feels like it's going to be a winner because we only take high probability shots. And this, look at these wicks. Like me personally, I love to see that. That makes me excited because I know when this sets up, it's going to set up. That looks great. Like I personally love to see like those. My everyone has their favorite plays. My favorite plays is a consolidation plays when a name is just stuck in a channel and you're just waiting for the break and retest to either side, especially on a trending name. Because I know two things are going to happen. One, we're just going to get a super big blow off top, and we have to wait a couple of days for the retest. That's number one, which is expected. A lot of built up liquidity. That's going to equal the blow off top. Or, right, you do get that pretty much instant break and retest. Obviously, we're going to wait for displacement, and that thing just rips to the upside and you pretty much just ride the momentum. It's one of those two things that happen. One of those two things. So my favorite plays in my trading system is like consolidation plays because as you know, I stay away from channels. I don't trade channels. I let my trades come to me. And when it sets up, it sets up. Those are my favorite plays. So this is what I love to see on a name like Tesla. We're already seeing it on a name like NVIDIA, right? The thing with NVIDIA, now we just need to wait for the retest on these names, right? So not yesterday, the day before yesterday, we had a cash day. Today's most likely a cash day, right? And this is why our win percentage is high, and we get paid for our patience because we just wait for our place to come to us. As I always say, I trade on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, on the 4 hour time frame. When you trade on those time frames, you're not getting a setup every day, but when you do get your A plus shot, it's gonna pay you. So, right when I look at Nvidia, all I see is, all right, I got my breakout here. Now, for the next couple of days, I'm just waiting for the retest here. And then, right, if Nvidia wants to stay heavy, and we fall under, fill this gap, I'll just wait for the retest on the or the reclaim. And then, right, remember, we broke this. So if NVIDIA wants to have a very heavy day, hey, I remember we still need a retest here on 184.50, right? NVIDIA broke this. We still need a retest here. So you can see, um, right, just look at all these days here on NVIDIA and then look at pretty much just most recent week. Look at that. This change has been on a crazy rip to the upside. I've been saying that for the longest. So now I'm just patient, right? I'm just waiting for pullback long entries on NVIDIA, pullback long entries on NVIDIA. Very simple. Surprisingly, Apple, even Apple setting up. Right? Guys in the Discord, like, remember, I've been saying, hey, here's our shot here. Here's our shot here. I want to get in down here before we get up here. That's set up beautifully. Just due to this week, I mean, the price action really wasn't the best. You can see these last 3 days was a little tough to catch it. It ended up setting up on this day, and then look where we are now. It was kind of like the same swing trade that we took on SPY. So now I'm just looking for right, my break and retest here on Apple over 275.90. But look at Apple, fairly strong today, actually, surprisingly. Fairly strong. Strong open too. See how this makes sense? Like I'm trading on the higher time frames, right? I'm not coming into the day looking for, quick scalp setups on 1 minute RBs and opening range. Like those are just low probability shots, in my opinion. And then, right, let's say I'm focused on the 1 minute. This is so hard to trade. Like everything just looks like a setup. This is hard. All right, you got your 1 minute RB, right? Got your break and retest. You're looking for that. To each their own. To each their own. So that's why I would say, like, hey, if the price is not near your key level, you need to be looking at it on the higher time frame. On the higher time frame. So now we'll see here. Apple, right? It's flirting with the previous day high. So we'll see. Right now, price is sitting at 275.12. 275.43 is the previous day high. So we'll see. Tesla's just dead smack middle of the range. Almost got it, right? We got the breakout here. Just needed this candle to pull back a little bit more, just a little bit more on our retest. Never got it. We'll see, guys. Like, it's only 6:50. I always say like market hasn't even been open an hour. even though it feels like forever sometimes. I don't think Nvidia will. We'll see. But if it does pull back, I'm kind of open to. Let me see if actually we have news on Monday. So yeah, not a lot going on next week either. Yeah, news wise, not a lot going on. Let's see. Okay, like the pullback here. Um, yeah, the pullback we're seeing right now is on the market. Like I said, SPY pulling back. I honestly just wouldn't be surprised on SPY pulling back. SPY's already made all-time highs. It's been on a crazy rip, so SPY needs to pull back. SPY and Qs is pretty much back near the the low of day. SPY is definitely SPY and Qs are definitely identical twins right now, though. Let's see. The thing about Tesla, which I actually hope for, the thing about Tesla is, I explained to you guys, in the pre-market game plan. I think it was yesterday. I really want this shot. Pull back long off of 466. This is the trade I want. Right? You guys know I can take my shots when the market's pulling back very heavy. Like this is the A plus shot in my opinion. Right? Getting in, dip buy, right? Look at that. I want to be in a trade down here. Right? This is just like a day trade. Um, those are already pretty much near all-time highs. Right? So yeah, it's unmitigated liquidity that we can target, but I can sit comfortably down here at 466.50 and let this play out on Tesla. So it's been a little heavy. You can see this 4-hour key level is being respected very well. Big low day bounce here on the market. So I'm really looking for this, right? That's really the shot that I want on Tesla. So I kind of hope, we have a day like this. I was hoping we did the day before Thanksgiving. You can see there's a hammer stick candle, but at one point this was a strong bearish candle to the downside. So buyers ended up stepping up again near this 474.50, pushing this thing higher. But I would want Tesla to kind of give me a candle like this, just back to the bottom of the range. That's something that I'm looking for in a perfect world, right? If I had to choose. But as of now, really nothing going on Tesla. You can see in the range in between the previous day high, the previous day low. It's doing nothing. We'll see what sets up here on Nvidia. Let's see what happens here. I'm really just watching Nvidia. Here it is trying to break under 624.50. It's definitely relationship on the video, obviously. Let's see what's been going on with AMD. Nothing. I have not touched AMD at all. Low probability environment, so why trade it? This is all AMD's been doing. There's nothing going on this name. There's nothing going on. You guys know I don't trade off of previous day highs and lows, so nothing going on. It's either going to be this or it's going to be this. And we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. Even this week, look at that. There's literally been nothing going on these tech names. I guess technically speaking, the Santa rally was real regarding the overall market. Um, Sessa did make new all-time high, so I guess in that aspect too. See what happens here. Pretty much cash it from me. Less is more. Does this count? Someone probably got paid on their 5 minute RV to the downside. Probably didn't get too much displacement here, but if you got your instant break and retest, sure. Noah fam, how was your Christmas, brother? How was your Christmas, Noah? So Crody? Guy. It was fun, bro. It was fun. We was all at my fam's house in El Segundo, so it was fun. Thankfully, yesterday didn't rain too heavy. Today is raining, but yesterday didn't rain too heavy. It was fun, bro. I'm a lightweight anyway, so of course, bro. One turned into two, and two turned into three. What you doing? What you doing today? What are you doing today? We might go out later with Scarlett. So I don't know if you're free. Oh, it's Jack in Town? I'm assuming so, right? For Christmas or not? Yes, sir. All right. I am watching the video here. The overall market is pulling back fairly heavy. I'll definitely keep you in the loop with today, bro. Definitely keep you in the loop. I'm liking this pullback here in the video, guys. If I can get that, that looks solid. Market hasn't even been open for 1 hour, so gonna be patient here. Overall market is pulling back fairly heavy. Um, Q's broke back under 624.50. Look at Q's. So pretty much Q's is just back in this channel. Right, didn't hold, so you can see Q's is pulling back right now. Heavy pullback here on Tesla too. So I have to see, what buyers do once we approach 190.10. Because right now everything's pretty much pulling back together, so I'm not really spotting divergence in that aspect. But if buyers can, If I can see a volume spike around 190.10, I like that. So I'm really just looking for that here on a video. There's been plenty of trades. We've waited over an hour, right? Waiting for this to pull back. As soon as it does, buyers step up, pushing this thing higher. So we'll see. And this is a weekly level. This is a big deal. This is a weekly level. That's why I'm hawking this thing. It's a weekly breakout. That's a big breakout actually here on the video. So SPY is pulling back, retesting this all-time high, previous all-time high. So maybe if we can see buyers step up here, this thing can move higher. But you can clearly see the relative strength here on the video compared to everything else. Like on the intraday, Tesla's moving lower. You can see Apple, pretty much back near its low a day. So we'll see what happens here. But Nvidia, right, fairly strong, fairly strong. So this is strong buyer stepping up here. Remember, we needed a break and retest over 689.70. So strong buyer stepping up here on the SPY. Starting to see the same thing here on Qs. It's only 7:04, so market's barely been open for 30 minutes. I'm hawking Nvidia. I really feel like this thing can pull back, so we'll see. Nvidia is really our only name in play. Only name in play. So just gonna be patient, let this thing pull back. Like I said, market's barely been open 30 minutes, so shows. See, look at that. Can see buyers just stepping up here on the SPY. I don't want this thing to like do this. See a little bit of a base and then strong buyer step up here. Since it's trending lower, but that's what I want to see. Still in between the previous day high and low, but you can see the first, look at that. Just since it opened, straight downside. So Tesla's actually a little bit heavier than the overall market. We're really just watching a video here. Still eyeing a video on this pullback. Solid day for Apple, actually. Pretty solid day. Opened a little bit stronger than I thought it would, actually. SPY is holding the 689.70. can see buy stepped up very aggressively here. Look at that, very aggressively. Wanted to see that. Just gonna let NVIDIA slowly but surely do its thing. The deeper the pullback, the better. So let's see. I'll be looking at the after money calls. So as of now, that would be 190, 190 calls on NVIDIA. Looking at the 190 calls. Reading the market because it is pulling back with the market. So I would only take this, right? I get this pullback and then I just see strong buyer step in. But I'm looking at the 190 calls, 190 calls. Deeper the pullback, the better. So this thing's just pulling back with the market. I want this to pull back a little bit more. If I get a strong spike here, I'll take my shot. And I'm long the video. Took the 190 calls. Let's see what happens. See what happens here. These are zeros, so I did scale accordingly. We get stopped out. Market's just too heavy. Kind of want to see some divergence here on the market, which I'm seeing a little bit. Like, see that? I want to see that. That's a very strong buyer stepping up here. So it's a good trade. If I get stopped out, it's just the market's just too heavy. Very solid. I'm playing zero, so I'm gonna see what price does around. If we can get to 190, 93 on this, I like it. So let's just see what happens. The one thing I like about Nvidia is the market is like breaking through the lower day, but Nvidia is moving higher. So looks really good. I want to see if we can break through 190, 93 on this name. I'm not being greedy here. I'm playing with zero DTE, so it's pretty much a scout, but these contracts are trying to hold up. Buyers are definitely defending this. It's moving higher, looks good. There we go. These contracts are up 20% on that pop. You can get out here. This is a good trade. I would recommend that. I just want to see if we can break through this. I'm getting the market bounce in my favor, so not looking to be greedy here. It's a very solid bounce. Market's pushing. See what Nvidia can do. I recommend, yeah, getting out here. These contracts are already up like over 20%. I'm out there. I got out there. I'm playing with zero, so those contracts are already 20%. That was a great trade. I'm out, Noah. Nice. Good trade, Noah. I was playing with zero, so I really wanted to hold this until we broke above this. Um, but those contracts are already 20%, so I had to get out there. Yeah, it was a great, literally, it was a great scout. So I'm glad you kind of understood that. But I was playing with zero, so the contracts moved pretty volatile. But I was really looking for this. Like, I know if this thing can get over this, it can go. But I didn't want this thing to pull back on me. And I let a green trade go red. Like, nothing could, I mean, 20% trade in that short span of time is great. Unfortunately, right on a Friday, I played zeros because I know those contracts. If I played next week comps, they wouldn't have moved as well. We did really good holding that though, because I took my shot here and I saw strong buyers, but I understood we technically still needed to pull back and retest that. So this got retested beautifully on the dot. Like that's the trade I wanted. Like I know those cons would have ran, but right, we're risk managers before traders. Beautiful analysis though. That was textbook. It's 7:19, so we waited like almost an hour for the retest here. Yeah, bro, it was like super volatile. Great trade though. Right, that was right off the pre-market plan. I'm sitting here like, yeah, there's really nothing setting up but NVIDIA. This is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to see. I really wanted to hold this, but I couldn't be greedy. All right, great way to end the week. Great way to end the week. Quick little bag. Man, I know these contracts are doing backflips right now. It's crazy. Nah, wait, what's today? Today is give me one sec. Today's Friday. So nothing going on till Monday. Give me one sec. Yeah, I think that's all she wrote. Man, I really wanted this. I know these pop to like at least gotta be like 50% on the cons. Because before we even broke this key level, these contracts are up like 24%. So let's see. I just want to see if this actually holds. It's a great trade. It's a great trade. I just want to see if these hold. Because this will be my new stop loss. That is beautiful. That was beautiful. That was textbook. I just want to see if this holds. Bro, I forgot. Bro, I forgot the market was open today. Like yesterday felt like a Friday to me. And thankfully I set my alarm before I went to bed. And my alarm went off at 5 a.m. And I'm like, why is my alarm going off? And like I hit snooze. And then it goes off again at like 5:10. What the heck? I'm like, oh crap, today's the 26th. I don't know why I thought it was Friday yesterday. I had no idea why. But great way to end the week. Great way to end the week. Man, no FOMO here though. Like I don't have any FOMO here. I don't feel like I missed out on this. Like on zero DTEs, you gotta you got to trade those differently. Like I'm very conservative on the zero DTE. Like this was the move I was looking for. Like I know these contracts are doing backflips right now, but right, this was I sold for like a little bit over 20% here. So it's just it was a quick scout, right? It's hard to hold those and manage those on. Look at that, bro. Beautiful. We don't miss. No, we do sometimes. Yeah, I think that's it. That was beautiful. I mean, that was it's only 6:23, so that wasn't even in a whole hour of market open. That wasn't even a whole hour. So that was a great trade. Very right, but the lesson here is like just remain in patience. This is like a lot of traders cannot do this. Like they see that, all right, maybe the move ran without him. You got this big displacement, right? Our key level was 190. We pushed all the way up to 192.30, and you think like the move's gone. You think the move's gone, and then right, you see the slow grind back, and you're like, there's no way. But you take your shot, right? Like I feel confident with every shot that I take. I feel like every trade that I'm taking is going to be a winner. And if it's not, like these are think of it like bowling, right? You got gutters to help you out. Like this is my safety, right? This is my safety. This is gonna keep me in. And then guess what? If my thesis is incorrect and we fall under this key level, that's fine, right? Then I'm out. So it's like you gotta treat your stop losses and think of them as like a safety net, right? You gotta keep them as a safety net. And even though we pulled back here, there was no reason for me to exit this trade. There's no reason for me to exit this trade. Now you see when we got up here, right? This wick means we did pull back a little bit. Um, this is still a great move. Great move. Those contracts went over 20% when I sold. So great trade. Great analysis. Great read. I really wanted to hold this through the 5 minute. That's beautiful. This contract are probably like 60%. But definitely gonna call it here. Great way to end the week. Good trading day. Pre-market plan was right on the dot. I said there's literally nothing on my close watch list that I'm really eyeing besides NVIDIA. And NVIDIA gave us this super big breakout here to the upside. And I knew, okay, I just got to be patient. This is a weekly level. This is a weekly level. Break and retest on a weekly level. That's textbook. That's exactly what I want. You can see pretty much just straight upside since then. So solid trade here, solid scalp. Even if that was during the middle of the week, bro, on that move, we're not going to get 20%. So NVIDIA doesn't move that much on the underlying. So like a 20% trade in a very short span of time, I'll take that any day. So probably gonna call it here. I will have a lessons video out tomorrow in the Discord, and then I will have the pre-market game plan out tomorrow as well, going into Monday. You guys know I don't really like looking at my charts on the weekends. So, but yeah, good trade, Noah. I will see you guys on the next one.